Hello guys, my name is Raul and I'm coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta. I am the co-founder of LifeStyle. I started on a journey about 2.5 years ago, and what I'm going to tell you today is just the beginning of a story that was, let's just say, generated by an event. The event was a crash of an economy, the crash of an industry, and basically the crash of my and my family's life. I used to think that the circumstances are the ones that govern our lives, and in that occasion that I got hit hard, like I said, by events, like I've been hit hard by events in the past, and I'm sure you also have been hurt by events. I mean, there's also good events. I don't want to be all negative here. You know, there's events that happen in our lives that rise us to higher levels. But the bottom line of what I want to share with you today is that I started at that time searching for a different path, and when I say at that time is when I had to downsize for like the third time in my life due to the oil industry globally just taking this dive, right? So then I can show you here my gear. This time of year I would be loading my work boots. These are work boots that you can basically wear at minus 50 degrees. That's roughly the temperatures that I would be working under. I have a jack here. I used to carry this because it would be easier to jack up my truck in case I had a flat tire and I couldn't get to the job. I had to do it quickly so that I would not be late. I have tins of coffee. I can show you here coveralls. They're my size. You know, I used to wear these coveys to work. They're safety, they're fireproof. The environments that I work under are environments where if there's a fire, I need to have clothing that's going to prevent the fire from burning my skin and myself. So this is another thing that I would load up at this time of year because it's the peak time where I got most of my work done. But today, what I'm showing you is how my life was in the past, and this message, it's really, I'm making it as real as possible. And the reason I'm doing that is because I think it can apply to anyone, really. I mean, we all can picture our lives in a way where we need change, and when we need change, I mean we think that there's something better out there, or maybe we don't know that there's something better out there. In my case, I didn't know there was something better. That's what I've done for 30 years since I was 22. That's the industry that I used to work in. I'm very grateful to that industry. I mean, that's the industry that has me standing here right now. That's the industry that I was able to build a family with, that I have 3 kids. You will get to meet them later on. They're part of the LifeStyle family. There's 3 boys. They've grown up, and I have to thank that industry really for giving me the launch pad to be able to take our lives to where we stand right now. But now getting into more positive news, and you know, like I'm telling you, I think this story can apply to anyone. You know, it can apply to a middle-aged guy like me. It can apply to a teenager. It can apply to somebody that's 30 years old and it's starting a family. And I think through the journey that we're taking you through a journey, a trip, and I'll give you a little bit of more details here in a little bit, is a story that is going to basically portray how my life and my family's life has been transformed in the last 2.5 years. Now, I'm just gonna summarize right now more of what the reality is for me right now, so that you can get a picture of where I stand and where I come from. I think that's important. It gives context, and it basically follows a principle that I was given. And I think this is time to present my mentors. 2.5 years ago, I ran into an online ad, and in this ad, this gentleman was on a paddle boat, paddle. He was, I think, in some exotic place. He was just dipped in the water up to here. He had his paddle right there. He had what I thought at the time a very expensive waterproof microphone that he was talking from, and he was by himself just recording a video, just telling me that there was another way of making a living, of creating a lifestyle of your choice. And really, at that time, I said, well, I don't think that's possible. Like, I just thought, how am I gonna create something if I just felt that I was just carried by this situation that would be up and down, and I would just ride with it? Well, here are the consequences. The consequences are, like I told you, that, you know, I find myself here in a situation where I'm thankful we have a roof over our heads, but of course we had to downsize. That was the message that I was trying to relate at the beginning. Downsizing means, you know, less space, less budget, less everything. And what I want to tell you is that before this happens to you, I would like to add value to your life by telling you that there's other options out there, and that you can, in parallel to your current activities, start building assets, digital assets, in the internet. When we talk about houses, it's nice to say, you know, I own a house, or I'm making a payment on a house. This house is going to be mine when I pay it off. At the same time, you know, we can have assets online, and I didn't know about that. So Stuart Ross was there, and Jay Kubisak, his partner. They are the co-founders of the Six Figure Mentors and Digital Experts Academy, and they basically teach people how they can start creating their own life and their own way of living in a different manner than what it's a conventional manner, and follow the digital economy that grows way faster than the traditional economy. So throughout this journey, summarizing, I've shown you what I would be doing right now. I would be loading my truck with all these boxes, and I would be leaving basically my family for about a month. I would tell them, you know, I might be back for Christmas, or I might not be back for Christmas. You know, that those are very special events when it comes to family. But me, I would always consider that for me, spending a Christmas away from my family was a good thing. Why? Because I was working, I was able to supply for them in our household. But now, this movie is about showing you an evolution of how things can change. And Mr. Stuart Ross and Jay Kubisak really enlightened my life. And not just them, their entire community of like-minded people that are trying to pursue the same goals and dreams that they told us we could pursue. Our own dreams, our own desires, and our own, let's just say, goals that can take us and our families to a whole new level. So this is the beginning of the journey. We're just about to depart in like a 12-day trip. That is the comparison that I want to bring up in this story, and that is that in scenario number one, I would be traveling to work maybe for a month or more, not see my family, in a way be happy because I was making a living, but in a way also feeling sad a bit because I wasn't going to spend time with my family. So now the new life, what we call here the e-lifestyle, is that, you know, we're pumped up, we're loading, we're getting ready, we're going to show you guys what we're preparing, and we're taking off, and we're going to be leaving all this snow, and we're going to be going where there's a lot of sun. We're going to Santa Clara, California, and we're going to go meet with like-minded people that are working in the cryptocurrency world, that is part of our assets that we have. We built our portfolio of assets online, and we would like to share this with you in order to give you tips, tricks, and let's just say ways of doing things faster. It took us 2.5 years to get to this point, and we don't want you guys to have to, you know, go through all the pains that we went to. We'd like to help you. We'd like to show you pathways where you can join the SFM and the DEA Digital Experts Academy, and where you can very rapidly, you know, get yourself shifted from the traditional economy to the digital economy. So having said that, I think I'm gonna wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.